What's up, guys? This is Tuesday the 16th of September, and I am just going to do a little so far shop tour, let you guys see what's going on and talk a minute. So I'm standing outside the shop, and this is into the shop. So this will be Aaron's office. Like I said, I can't afford to do like all the insulation and stuff on the inner walls. I'm just doing the insulation to cut down on the noise that will be caused out in the shop, so Aaron don't hear me beating and banging. Not going to put insulation in those walls because they're already insulated, but these I am, and I'm going to go ahead and cut in some outlets. Erin plans on putting her desk over on that far end, and I'm probably going to put like an outlet down here. I'm not sure if she's going to put her desk towards this end or if she's going to put her desk towards this end, but either way I can still cut out and run my power around, and I'm going to do the same on this side. We've actually this is exactly 4 foot, a little over 4 foot, not by much. The board that we're going to use, she's saying she don't want nothing on top except for the subfloor that I put up there. She wants to paint the bottom of it gray because the walls are going to be some gray. I'm not sure what kind of board it's called. It looks like wood grain. It's like siding for like a one of those for a portable building. So I'll get all that framed in and or put in, and then I'll probably put a couple outlets down here and a couple outlets on this end in case. But right now I can only afford, because the 18th of this month, 2 days from now, is my birthday, and I actually got a card with $200 in it. So I'm going to use my birthday money to buy the wood to go up here, which is right at $200. So I'm going to get that. Still won't have the upper part, but at least I'll have this, and I can do the chair railing around, and Erin can go ahead and get her desk and computer and stuff in here and set up. She's actually working on getting a car in now. So she's worked up the quote, and she's working on that, and it's fixing to start rolling. I'm excited, especially now that I'm like starting to move tools around and getting everything into position. The reason I went ahead and did the office is so I could see how much space I have in here. So I wanted to know, and then that way I could put my tools where they're going to be kind of permanently, or at least until I decide to rearrange them. But, you know, it gives me an idea of where everything's going to be at. So I'm going to flip back around. These cabinets here, which are going to have my welding tips, welding wire, all my grinding rocks and cut-off wheels and little flapper disc stuff, will all go in these 2 cabinets. My bolt bin, I've got tons of bolts, but I got to get them all up here. There's some back in the back because I had it leaned on the hand trucks, so they've slid all to the back, but I'm planning on getting that full. I have this stuff out here, which is that filing cabinet's going in Aaron's office, that filing cabinet's going in Aaron's office. I just have them out here because I have that floor in there that I'm going to put down, which was free. So I should have plenty to do the office floor with that. I don't have the money to buy the door yet. I do have it framed in for the door, but I haven't bought it because I don't have the money. But it'll come. I'm not worried about it. I have a foreman's desk that chair goes to. It's still in storage. I'll probably end up putting it back here with a window in to Aaron so that it can come there without having to track through the shop or through the office. Not sure. Maybe not. Maybe later. Don't know. Might go down here on this end and just be here with the time clock and everything. So like I said, this area up here is gonna be floored, and it's gonna go all the way across to this side of my toolbox. All the way, I think, no. Yeah, because that's 5, 10, that's 15. So it'll be 15 foot, and then it'll be 30 foot across. And that will have a subfloor up above for what I plan on doing up there later on, once I get money in, because don't really have the money to do all that just yet. Have the panel in, it's behind this. So I don't have no breakers in it yet. I don't have the power hooked up outside the meter. I plan on making this area like my toolboxes, because I have like 4 or 5 down at the at my shop, my little barn here. And I have this one, which is the one I had at the installation center. Needs cleaning. It'll go under here, because that's my main cart that I use when working on cars. About everything I need to build on a car is going to be on that, just as it was at the installation center. And this box here is just, you know, tools. So if I decide to pull a motor or something like that, that's what this toolbox is. Random stuff up there. It'll get cleaned out. Tech Talk table, I don't know where it's going to go, but it's going to have to find a home. I'm going to have to get me a thing to mount that buffer wheel and get the buffing wheels for it to buff chrome and stuff. But I plan on putting those toolboxes and maybe all my welding table, my bead roller, English wheel, anvil, bandsaw. The bandsaw might go out here further out. Drill press. And then later on, I plan on maybe putting a lathe and a mill in here, a mill over there, and then a lathe right here. And then all the stuff will end up getting moved. So this is going to be my work area right here. So I have my box, my 240 welder, and the Pro Spot, and then my parts cart. This is the 69 from the channel that I've been building. And all of it pretty much fits right here in this first bay. So I have like tons more room over here. Those are going to have oils and stuff like that, filters, oil, some odd and end stuff. I think right now it'll have like some of my tail lights and stuff for, like there's some in here for like the Roadrunners and Chevelles. So all these are just tail lights. There's the time clock. That's a retractable power cord. My handheld spot welder will go in here. And like the other side, let's see. Can't get it to shut right now. This one will have, like I say, oils and paints. I've got to go through it, get some of this stuff out. There's my lasers and stuff that go on the front of my jigs, but stuff's just piled in there from the move. Gonna get it cleared out, throw it away. There's spare gloves and stuff, bag for the sandblast cabinet. I forgot, I got the sandblast cabinet's gonna go in here somewhere as well. Might go in here, not 100% sure. I have my lift, which will go somewhere right in here, because that is 10-foot mark, and I'm gonna put it at like 13 foot. So it should be right here, and then I'll still have plenty of room that way. There'll be 10, 17, 18 foot in front of it. So I could actually put a car long ways right here and build on it if I needed. Could actually move that down or around somewhere. And then I still got plenty of 13 foot or more to the front door. Another thing that I did is, I'm gonna get that up, probably right there. Another thing is, I had bought 12 of these lights right here off of Amazon. They are 22,500 lumens. Pretty cheap. My brother that did the wiring for me and is going to finish up the wiring, he told me to get them off of Amazon, and that they are great and they use them at his work. So I bought those. There's 12 of them, and right now I have 2 just rigged up in here. I got a drop cord from that one over to a 3-way, and a drop cord run down to a surge protector or whatever, so I can just flip it off right now. So I just wanted to see what 2 looked like. I'm not going to put any over that side on those 3 beams because that's going to get a floor. All my lights are going to be underneath. There'll be lights in Aaron's office, and there'll be lights underneath there. But that is 2 lights, and it's pretty bright with just those 2. And now I'm going to come back and put 2 on this one, 2 on that one, 2 on that one, 2 on that one, and 2 on that one. So I've got 10 more to go in here. So I believe it's going to be nice and bright for videoing, and it will be really good. So I took some of the parts out of here and hung them up, and I've been still digging out parts from the container. But this week, tomorrow, and start unloading the storage container that has the sandblast cabinet and the bead rollers and all that stuff. And I'm going to bring it, and I'm going to start setting up this corner over here and try to get some money in so that I can buy the conduit to end up running my power all the way up there. And I could probably just tie into my panel with my military generator and run the shop right now off my diesel generator. But like I say, I got to do things to get money going and get money coming in so that I can complete stuff and also pay my bills. I just wanted to share this with you guys. I've been in here already several times, just crying, praying to the Lord and just crying. 'Cause my heart is just, I don't know the word for it. I mean, I'm just so blessed. Like I can't even explain how blessed I am and how I feel. I mean, what started it was I was over here looking in the and I was just looking at like tools that I have. Like there's the spring compressor right there. And then I got the suspension tool kit right here, and like just tools that I didn't even realize that I had. And there's several more that I just haven't dug out. Just so many tools and stuff that I didn't buy that were given to me. And like, I'll be able to fill this whole shop up with all this. I mean, with all these tools. Everything that you see in this shop, including the shop, was a blessing to me. The only thing that I can say that I really got on my own, and I'm not even going to say got on my own because it's only through the Lord that I was able to get these things that I got that were mine, which is parts for this Camaro was mine. That cart was mine. That toolbox and stuff was mine. The rest of all this stuff, I mean, all the books, all these are like the Camaro Fisher body manuals for the trucks and the Camaros and the Chevelles and stuff. I mean, all that stuff was given to me. The fans, all the boxes over there, all those cabinets, this tool bin, the jigs, and I'll do a video once I get the shop together and close to being how I like it, and I will go around and just show you guys the blessings that God has given me for just being obedient. I live down in Middle Georgia, and the Lord told me to move to the mountains, and I was drinking, I was partying, I was at strip clubs, I was, just doing all kind of things that I shouldn't have been doing. And I was standing around with a motorcycle club, drinking, and the Lord said, move to the mountains. And I said, Lord, I can't move to the mountains. And he said, move to the mountains. I said, Lord, I done asked Erin, and she ain't going to the mountains. She says it's too cold. And I said, and then the Lord said, move to the mountains. I said, Lord, I tell you what, if I go ask her to move to the mountains and she says yes, I'll leave in the morning. So I went and asked her. I said, Lord, I went and I said, Erin, I said, let's move to the mountains. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, partying like by a bonfire with a bunch of bikers and guys I love. I still love those guys to death, and I would do anything for them. They're my brothers. But I went and I told her, I said, let's move to the mountains. And she said, okay. And I was like, whoa. I was like, she said, okay, when? I said, I'm leaving in the morning. I'd already made the Lord a promise. And I left that morning on a Sunday afternoon and headed up here to the mountains. And we've been up here 6-7 years now. And it has been one big blessing after another. Like from the people I've met to the things that have come into my life, my church family, they're awesome. The people that I've met off of YouTube, all you guys, everything that I got, all the tools, like I can't even begin to explain all the stuff that I have. And you guys seen some of my videos being around in my yard and stuff in this house and everything. I didn't do this. The Lord did, and I can't do nothing but thank Him. It's all because of Him that I have these things. And I tell people, if you're a non-believer and you don't believe in Jesus Christ and you don't believe in God, I was there. I was there at a point in my life where I didn't think there was anything else, and I thought my life was going good. I was out having fun, partying, living my best life, and then I lost a lot, and it took me hitting rock bottom to seek the Lord. And when I looked for Him that day and asked Him to come into my life and to guide me and to show me, He did, and He hasn't stopped amazing me ever since. I can't explain it. And if you're not a believer, just know I love you, and I know the Lord loves you, and the Lord wants you on His team. And there's nothing bad about being a Christian. There's nothing bad about being following the Lord. If you're missing something in your life that you think you got it all, and you think that you're living your best life, and but you're struggling with alcohol, or you're struggling with drugs, or you're just struggling with your soul is crying out that there's got to be something more than this day in, day out struggle. I'm telling you, come contact me and come hang out with me for a weekend, and you'll see that I'll show you the things that the Lord's done, and I'll talk with you more than just on here, and I'll tell you the things that the Lord has done for me, and I'll show you the things. I can prove it to you, and I can show you times and the Lord's just answered, and like that's all I can do is tell you my testimony and what the Lord's done in my life. I can't tell you scriptures and stuff like that. I can look in the Bible and I know it enough to go in there to certain parts and show you God's love, and I show you what God's done for us as sinners. I'm a sinner, and I sin every day, and God don't beat me down about it. I beat myself down about it, but I shouldn't, because the Lord says to ask Him for forgiveness and move on from it. And when I do, and I realize I do, I ask the Lord for forgiveness and I move on. I just wish that some of you people that are out there that watch this, instead of unfollowing me, because you follow me this long, you've been on there, you subscribe, but it seems like every time I post a video, I lose 2 or 3 people. And the only thing I can figure is I'm losing them because I talk about the Lord and what the Lord's done in my life, and some people don't like hearing the truth. But I wish and I pray that you'll stay here and you'll hear me out. You're going to see things. You're going to see cars. You're going to see stuff. I plan on making this a whole lot bigger than it is. But I'm also here to tell you about what the Lord's done in my life, because I love you. I'm not trying to get you to go join the church. I'm not trying to get you to be a part of my church. I'm not trying to get anything like that. I truly love you, and I want to see you in heaven with me. And people say that you just got to be good to get into heaven. And people believe that's all it is be a good person, and God's not going to kick you out of heaven. I can't explain it. I'm not going to sit here and explain it on here. I can kind of tell you what it is. If we talk one-on-one, how that works. But just think of it this way. I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for me. And He says that I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father except through me. And that's what it says. And people's going to be, the Bible is written by man and man lies. I used to be that person. I'm telling you. But I'm telling you, the Bible is not a lie. It's the truth. And if it is where you got to be a good person, well, I'm a good person because I believe that Jesus Christ died for me, and I try to keep the commandments, and I try to be a good person. I'm good in my heart. I try to give to everybody. I love everybody with all my heart and soul. So if we get to heaven and you just think that you got to be a good person, and we're standing before the Lord, and the Lord says, well, Juby, you didn't have to do nothing but be a good person, so y'all both come on in. But what if the Lord says, being a good person don't work? Trusting in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior is the only way in. One of us is leaving, one of us is going in. And either way, I'm going to go in. You might not. Why take that chance? What does it hurt to believe in Jesus Christ and what He done for us? It's just like going to... You go out and you commit a crime. Say you commit murder, and you don't get caught right then, and you're like going through your whole life, and you're all of a sudden you felt bad that you killed the person, and you decided, my hand's getting tired of holding this up, and you've decided that you're going to be a good person and you're going to live the rest of your life good. So you start a good business, and you've got thousands of employees, and you're great to them, and you give them bonuses, and you're this great person, and you donate, and you do all this stuff, and you're this really, really good person. But then all of a sudden, 20 years, 30 years down the road, evidence comes up that you killed a person. You're still bad. You still got to pay for those. You got to pay for that. When you go before the judge, your lawyer's going to be standing there, and he's going to tell them, man, he's been a great guy. He's got thousands of people that's employed by him. He started a business. He's got a family. He's got a house. He owns all his stuff. He pays to charities. He does all this. Do you think the judge is going to take any of that into account? He's not. He's still going to sentence you because of murder, of what you've done. So that's the same thing as when we die and we stand before God and we've sinned. I've accepted Jesus. I've asked him for forgiveness. You haven't. You're just standing before God and you don't have a lawyer there with you. So guess what? You've got to pay for those sins no matter how good a person you was. Whereas I'm standing here and Jesus Christ is with me and Jesus Christ is my lawyer and he's the one that's going to say, Father, this man has repented. He has turned from his sins. I'm his ticket into heaven. I know it's horrible and it's hard to believe, but God gave us free will, and people say that things on this earth are horrible. The Charlie Kirk thing, horrible. Why would God let that happen? God isn't the one that let that happen. God could stop it. God could do everything. God could just come back today and we'd all be messed up except for some of us. But God could, but he's not, because that's not just. We still got to seek him and ask for forgiveness. And I love you guys, and I really wish that you would reach out to me if you're struggling and let me show you. I can show you lives that are transformed, and the only way that they get that way and the only way that you can be set free is through Jesus Christ. Me and Aaron drank. We've been, September 11th was our 4-year anniversary of being free from alcohol. I don't go out and party no more. I don't go to strip clubs. I don't do anything that, I slip up and cuss, sometimes get mad, get angry. I look at people sometimes and talk about them like, why is that person doing that? And then I harbor that stuff. And, I had to ask the Lord for forgiveness. And I love you guys. And I'm sorry, I done went on for like 10 minutes about Jesus. I just wanted to give you guys an update and show you the shop. Maybe I should put it in my, at the beginning that, hey, if you don't want to hear about the Lord, then turn it off at 20 minutes or whatever, and you'll be good. And please don't unsubscribe. But anyways, the ones that's here is going to hear it. I love you, and I pray for each and every one of you. And I pray that some of you reach out to me, because that's the main thing, is just to share the Lord with the lost. Share the gospel, and not only share it with the lost, but share it with the ones that are Christian that have kind of fallen away and need to hear it and need a pick-me-up. I love you guys. I'm busy to go down here and make me an egg sandwich because it's dark outside and I've been craving one all day. And just shop update. Going to get this thing loaded tonight. Go down here, get cleaned up, spend some time with my beautiful wife, which our anniversary was the 13th and my birthday's the 18th. But anyways, love you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, help us out, help us grow, and praying for each and every one of you. If you need prayers, let me know. If you want to be added to the prayer cross, let me know. It's just what I do, and I have a burden for the lost, and I love you guys. Can't say it enough. I love you.